Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Friday, December the 10th. I've got a walking dictionary sitting right next to me over there, and I say this as a real compliment. JOAN STACK.
Well, it's good to be here.
Yeah, JOAN STACK from the State Historical Society. Here's a lady that you just bring up a subject, and she is so well versed on everything dealing with the state. I know I'm telling the truth now, Joan. You can just take off and talk without any assistance from me.
Well, I do like to talk, yes.
But what have you got today that we're promoting?
Well, I want to promote an event that is happening next Tuesday, December 14th, at the State Historical Society. We're doing a big celebration of the Missouri Bicentennial, especially the art and cultural aspects of the Bicentennial. We will be having an open house where people will be invited into the gallery. I will be there to discuss the Bicentennial Exhibition, which I've talked about on your show before, which really focuses on the era of statehood, that early period. But we are also going to have another artwork on display, and it will be on display. We will open the exhibition of it on the 14th, but it will be on display through February, which is the Missouri Bicentennial Quilt.
Oh, and now we've got a picture of that Bicentennial quilt here.
That's
make
right.
sure I got the right one.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, because it's really pretty special.
Yeah, so quilters from around the state of Missouri submitted a block to the quilt. So there are 144 blocks representing the 144 counties, plus there's a special block for the city of St. Louis, which is its own entity.
Yeah.
And so we have blocks from every county, and some aspect of that county's history is represented in the block. And the particular block from Boone County is by a Columbia artist, Willeen Morris.
Yeah.
And this is her image, and many will recognize the burr oak. Yes.
So if you're listening on the radio, this is the famous burr oak, and the way it's done,
beautiful.
the way it's depicted is beautiful.
Yeah, so what the artist has done is represent the burr oak during fall, and it's sort of abstract, so you see the fall colors of the leaves. And if you've ever been to the burr oak, there's often a little ditch with some water in it, and so the burr oak is reflected in that. And I think that may be what she's showing. It's either that or the leaves that have fallen on the ground. But
and the leaves look like they're quilt blocks.
Yeah, they're little tiny pieces of fabric that she's cut out.
Yeah.
And so it's really quite a beautiful block, a little bit non-traditional in some ways. The wonderful thing about this quilt is it has a variety of types of quilt artists working together, and what it represents in a way is Missouri coming together.
Now, what's going to happen? What is going to happen to this quilt?
Oh, it will eventually, it's going to travel around the state. It's already traveled some around the state throughout 2022, and it will eventually end up in a quilting museum. Let me see. The name of that museum... the Missouri Quilt Museum in Hamilton, Missouri.
Okay, so it is not going to end up on somebody's bed at home.
No.
There's no way anybody can own this quilt personally.
Yeah, so it will be in this in the Missouri Quilt Museum, and you can go and see it after it has kind of made its tour of Missouri.
Yeah.
And some people may have seen it. It was on display for just 2 days during our big celebration in August. But it's coming back. It's coming back to the State Historical Society of Missouri, and it will be on display. I think we're going to, during the event, it will be downstairs. But after that, we're going to bring it upstairs, a little bit more security up there.
Yeah. You ever wonder, when you think about that, it was just running through my mind, that quilt 200 or 300 years from now.
Oh, yes.
Where is that quilt going to be? Is somebody going to actually own that quilt, or will it still be on display somewhere in the state?
Well, I'm hoping it will be at this Missouri Quilt Museum. Technically, I think it belongs to the State Historical Society of Missouri, or at least we're the caretakers of it. But it seems like a very appropriate place for its permanent home to be in that Missouri Quilt Museum.
So if people want to see it, you can come down Tuesday, December the 14th.
That's right.
But it will be on display
through February.
Through February.
Yes.
Okay. So what's going to happen on December 14th?
Well, between 4 and 6, you can come and have a look at the quilt, and you can come into the gallery, and I will be there. I think in some places it's advertised as a tour, but from 4 to 6, I won't be giving a single tour. There will be, as people come in, I will show them around, and we'll discuss the exhibition, and you can talk personally to me about what you're seeing and ask
you
questions.
Can ask Joan any question. You can't stump her. I guarantee you can't stump her. Ask her any question, and she will give you detailed answers.
Well, I hope so. But I think there will be maybe some light refreshments as well. So it'll be a nice reception. The people from the Columbia Chamber Choir will be there, and they will actually do a performance at 6 o'clock. So from 4 to 6, we're having the reception. You have a look at the quilt, come and see the art gallery, and then at 6 o'clock there'll be a performance, and the musical performance will focus on Missouri history in a number of different ways. I'm sure there will be some traditional tunes, but there will also be some world premieres of compositions by Missouri musicians. I think it'll be a really interesting program, and let's say from 6 to 7. I'm not exactly sure how long the program will last, but if you come, count on staying about an hour for that musical program.
Yeah. How are you doing? Are you doing social distancing?
Oh yes.
And you're asking people to wear masks.
Oh, yes, yes. So we have the same policies as the university, and of course, social distancing is always encouraged, and we will be trying to enforce that. And of course, people are very much encouraged to wear masks. We tend to expect people to wear masks at the State Historical Society, but we still will be following university policy on that.
Okay, but I think most people that are going to come down to the State Historical Society are going to be wearing masks.
Yes.
So just don't forget the mask. You know, sometimes you get out of the car and you forget it, but remember to wear your mask.
Oh, yes. And I think we have some provided, too, if you forget. Yeah.
All right. So if people want more information, where can they go?
Yes, you can come to our website. And we also do have our strategic communications specialist, Beth Pike, is coordinating this thing. So if you have any specific questions, you can call her number at 573-884-7904.
Okay. Otherwise, it's SHSMO.org for
That's
the
right.
State Historical Society of Missouri.org. Joan Stack will be there, and she will be available to answer any questions that you have.
Well, thank you so much.
You can't stump the woman, I promise you that. Joan, thank you so much, and we look forward to having you come back more in 2022.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right.
Great.
Have yourself, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, you do.
All right. Pepper P, Missouri.edu. Bye-bye.